Good evening, everybody. This is Professor Levingood, the instructor for Writing for the Theater for University of South Florida. Tonight, through the magic of Zoom, which I am still not certain isn't evil dark magic, we will be presenting 4 readings of new plays by University of South Florida students. This program and this class is made possible through the Lilly Foundation, so thank you for that support, and we hope you enjoy the plays.
In the Kitchenette by William Alejandro Barba. The kitchenette of an old one-bedroom apartment in the Bronx. A dry November afternoon, 1974. Above the window, next to the kitchen sink, hangs a clock. On the back wall, overseeing the whole space, is a crucifix. The rose-colored wallpaper has faded into foggy shades of brown and white. Water drips slowly from the faucet. Sophia enters from a room deeper within the apartment. She is wearing white slip-on shoes, a plain teal skirt, and a white button-down short-sleeved shirt, her work uniform. Her hair, shoulder-length and dyed blonde, is tied back in a loose ponytail. Hung around her shoulder is her purse, which she is searching through for something. Frustrated, she crosses to the small dinner table in the room and sets her purse down, using the light coming in through the window to assist her search. Nothing. She stops, lets out a frustrated exhale, and takes in the silence for a moment. She does the sign of the cross and then crosses to the sink, having noticed the dripping faucet, and turns it fully off. She turns to cross back to the room she came from, but 3 quick knocks are heard at the door. She looks up at the clock, and a puzzled thought crosses her mind. She turns to the door.
Coming! You're very early.
She reaches the door and opens it. Standing at the doorway is Vincent Rosa, an unassumingly handsome man wearing an army jacket and smoking a cigarette. Sophia backs away, startled but trying to hide it.
Hey, Sophie.
Vincent?
Nice place here. Can I come in?
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to see you, of course.
What?
You dyed your hair. Cut it, too. You look good.
How did you find me?
I got back home a couple weeks ago. Couldn't find you anywhere, so I asked around, went looking. Here you are. You look great.
Stop.
What?
Just don't say that.
Say what?
About how that I look.
Great? Really great?
I don't know why you're here, but you can't stay.
Is this my big welcome home? After a year in the service for Uncle Sam, you make yourself scarce? I finally found you and you're living in the Bronx now? Want nothing to do with me? I miss you so much. I just want...
What?
Where can I get rid of this?
Outside, somewhere, once you leave.
Ouch. That mouth of yours. Almost forgot. Can we talk?
What is there to talk about?
How have you been?
Fine. Better. Until now. Vincent, you can't be here now.
But maybe later?
No. I need you to leave and not come back.
Relax. Who do you have coming over?
No one.
You opened the door like you were expecting company. Got a date?
I'm going to work. Please, get your feet off my table.
To that corner diner a couple blocks down?
Yes.
I told you I've been looking.
Why are you here?
It's been hard finding work since I've been back. You got anything to drink?
Water.
I'm okay. I got one job a couple months ago, but I got fired. Being back, nothing. I just need some money.
Wow.
Sophie, it's been difficult.
I can't believe.
I know.
That's all you want?
She crosses to a small jar on the kitchen counter near the sink. He reaches inside and pulls out a fistful of cash.
There. Take it. Go.
That easy?
You want a parade? Please, just take it and leave me alone.
How did you get so much cash?
A little trick called saving, Vincent. You should try it sometime instead of wasting it on cigarettes and coming here for a handout.
Don't.
What?
Say things like I can't take care of myself.
Well,
Is that why you left me? You think I'm some loser?
I left because you were killing me.
Oh, come off it. You're so...
Just go.
What happens if I run out? If I don't got a job still? I know what you're saying now. I'm just gonna come back here.
If you come back here...
Don't interrupt me. Why don't you take a seat?
I'm fine standing.
You should come back with me. We need each other, Sophie.
I don't need you.
No? Then throw me out.
I've been telling you to leave.
Hit me. Yell. Throw me out properly if you want nothing to do with me, not just running off while I'm away. Let me have it. Ah!
Quiet.
She takes a quick glance back to a room behind her, then turns back toward Vincent. Realizing how close they are, she quickly backs away, but he grabs her wrists.
I miss your hands.
Let me go.
Kiss me.
You're sick.
You like it.
Vincent.
Don't say my name like that.
Like what?
Like a knife. Stabbing me with my own name. You're just like...
Don't say it.
See, you already know what I'm gonna say, so you know the likeness is...
Wrong.
striking. I miss being close with you.
You disgust me.
I didn't always.
Yes. Always.
So what? I discussed you? I'm a loser? A good-for-nothing, fucked-in-the-head loser? You walked out on me. God damn it, I'm supposed to be the man. I want to take care of you.
You ruined that for yourself.
Sophia, come on, just give me another chance. Come back home. I can't. I hate being alone. I hear so much noise. I don't just... It's not just money I need. I need you.
No, you
Do
don't.
you not remember a single time when we were happy together?
I remember.
When? What?
The day you got drafted. Happiest day of my life.
Wow.
The decent thing you could have done was die over there.
You bitch.
Don't.
What? I'm trying to be decent here. You are being difficult.
Please, I can't stand being around you. Just take the money and go.
Was it this easy to walk out on Mama? Did she ever try to find you? Probably not, since she couldn't even walk out of bed anymore.
Don't throw her in my face.
That's interesting. You know she died in the kitchen, face first on the floor. Mrs. Cueva found her. I got a letter while I was overseas. You were nowhere to be found.
Stop.
You left her.
Please.
Our mother.
Yes, I did.
And you have to live with that.
I know.
You feel anything at all? Any guilt?
Of course, but she...
Hey, she wasn't good to me either. That's why you and I stuck together. We took care of each other. You're my baby sister.
You twisted that, you maniac.
Sophia.
Did you just forget everything over there?
No.
Then why are you surprised by any of this? How could you not know or understand that all I want is to be away from you?
I'm not... But you don't... What you don't understand is that I'm
What?
sorry. You were good to me. You were good to me, and through Dad leaving and Mama getting worse, you were good to me. Please, come home.
I have 2 jobs now, Vincent. The diner and working as a seamstress. I like both my jobs. I like my coworkers. I have friends. I went skating for the first time the other day. I work hard. I have this old place, but it's my place, my home. It makes all the hard work worth it. I have a life for myself now. I'm not going back with you. Ever.
Come on, Sophie. Do you remember how you'd have bad dreams some nights? You'd wake up in a sweat and go to the living room and lie on the floor to cool off because it was right next to the window Mama would crack open for a breeze. It was always so damn hot. I'd always find you there asleep and I'd carry you back to your bed. Do you remember that?
I was 5, Vincent.
Yeah, I know.
How about that one night when I was 12? When I fell asleep on the couch and woke up scared, but not because of some dream, but because you were on top of me. And your hand was underneath my nightgown. And you were pressing into me over and over, and it hurt, and your hands were so cold it burned my skin. I tried hard to pretend it wasn't really happening. I tried to control my breath, pretend I was still asleep, but I couldn't hold it back any longer. I started to cry, and I remember I asked you why, and you looked at me, and that look on your face, you answered me by covering my mouth with your hands and pressing harder until you...
Stop! I've come to your doorway now, and I am begging for forgiveness.
I did forgive you. It twisted my gut. I wanted to puke, but I did. After the first time. But every time after that, I just wanted to escape. I tried many times, but I could never get far enough where Mama would find me and she would send you after me.
But you finally got away. Once Mama was practically dead anyway, and I was gone, right? You left us behind and came here to play pretend, to forget it all.
I am not playing pretend.
You can't keep this going. You shouldn't have to. I'm back, and I want to do it right this time.
Vincent.
Sophie.
You're too late.
Okay.
Please, leave.
I am. But you want to know something? I think you liked it.
Oh my.
How about that night a week before I shipped off?
That is not.
You were in the kitchen, and I came up behind you.
I didn't want that. I told you to let go.
But you grabbed my hands and held them tighter.
I was trying to stop you.
You were getting me going.
No. What are you saying?
And when I had you, when I was over you,
I tried to scream.
you were moaning. Your nails were driving into my back.
I wasn't.
You liked it.
You like that?
Hit me again, and I'll kill you.
You'd never.
Hit me again and see. See? I knew you were still the same scared Sophie. Pack a bag. We're going home.
Are you crazy? I can't.
Come on.
I have told you and told you and told you I am not going anywhere. Get out of my house.
This place is shit.
Takes shit to know shit. Before everything, there was a time when I felt sorry for you. With Dad gone, Mama put so much on you. Too much, but you worked and I admired you. I do remember those nights when you put me back into bed. But to think about that now, Mama missed Dad so much. And I know what she did to you, Vincent. But what she did, it doesn't allow you to do what you have done to me, what you've taken from me.
You don't know anything.
I know that you have to carry that with you, like a rail in your spine the rest of your life, like I do because of you.
Don't try and embarrass me. Don't try and embarrass me.
I'm not, but you did. For years, you kept me chained to that house by humiliating me. But I'm done with it now, Vincent. You have nothing over me anymore.
How about this guy coming over?
I told you, no, I'm going to work.
Pierre, tell me the truth. You were expecting someone when I got here, right?
No.
Some guy you met at work? Some guy you work with? Your boss? Some bum off the street?
No.
Have you fucked anyone since me?
You're pathetic. No one is coming.
2 quick knocks are heard at the door.
Oh, that's rich.
You go through the fire escape.
Christ, is he ugly? I'm not climbing down some damn wall. Why don't I stay and talk with him? Tell him all about you and me. You remember that one guy you were sweet on in high school, Luis? Decent guy. Good head on his shoulders. You two were so crazy for each other. Probably could have gotten married and been happy. I told him how big of a whore you were, how you'd had everyone in the neighborhood.
That's not true.
You told him you were a virgin.
You need to go now.
I told him that I'd had you too.
So did I.
What?
I told him what you'd done to me, and he didn't care. He felt sorry for me. He only ran away because you beat him near to death.
You told him?
I don't hide from it. I just kept going.
2 more knocks are heard.
Let me get it.
No.
Who is it?
I don't.
Who is it?
The babysitter.
You have...
He's asleep in the back.
He.
Yes.
That's... Who the fuck is the father? Huh? Where is the little tyke?
You cannot see him. Just go out through the fire escape now.
Who knocked you up? I'll kill him.
Vincent!
What?
Go! Don't come back!
You!
Ever!
They stand and stare at each other. Silence except for the ticking of the clock. 2 more knocks are heard. Vincent slowly inches toward the window. Blackout. End of play.
This is A Slow Day on the Starship Polaris by Bennett Preusse.
A tight spotlight on Evan as he stands alone in the dark. He has one leg propped up on a small shipping crate and he speaks heroically into a tape recorder.
Captain's log, November 23rd. Another harrowing day aboard the Starship Polaris. During today's travels, my crew and I had to pass through the Flexion Kyber belt, and some Snarlax managed to get on board. Lucky for us, I was taught to hunt Snarlax back on my training days on Celestium B. Apart from that small snafu, the rest of our journey was tranquil and calm. Tomorrow we will reach the small planet of Sabichi, where hopefully we will be able to refuel without any trouble from space pirates. But like my dad always says, there is no challenge too great for a great captain. And when it comes to captains, I'm...
Light pours into the room as Foster opens the door and enters.
What are you doing in the supply closet?
What, me? Me? What? No, me. Sorry, I was just checking this room for any radiation leaks.
Evan waves his tape recorder up and down as if scanning for something. He makes beeping noises with his mouth.
Beep, 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 beep. No, all good. No radiation in here.
That's a tape recorder. You made those sounds with your mouth.
Right.
The captain wanted that crate filled in the hold 30 minutes ago. Best not to keep them waiting.
Right.
Foster,
Don't want to keep the captain waiting.
Foster leaves. Evan picks up the crate he has been standing on and carries it into the bigger room. Lights go up, revealing the cargo hold. The room is very drab and colorless. There are many different boxes in the space and a desk with a tablet in the corner. Suddenly, the lights glow green, indicating the captain is present. The automated voice of Cap speaks. Employee number 324, you were instructed to file this box in the cargo hold 36 minutes and 14 seconds ago.
Yes, I know. But I was just telling my crewmate here.
Foster?
Foster, I was checking the supply closet for any radiation leaks. Isn't that right?
That is what he told me.
See?
Employee 324, let me remind you that I have already had to demote you from security duty to cooking duty to custodial duty to pest control to manual labor, and now I have no choice but to demote you again.
Darn. You know, I just loved manual labor duty so much.
Evan puts the crate onto a shelf. There is no room on my ship for stowaways. If your work ethic does not improve during your next assignment, I will have no choice but to terminate your employment and send you off of my ship into the vacuum of space aboard an escape pod. Do you understand?
Yes, Captain. That sounds perfectly reasonable.
Please stand by for your new assignments. Employee 324.
Oh, right. That's me.
Your assignment is to gaze out the viewport and press this button each time you see an object.
What, that's it? That's the whole assignment? Press the button every time I see an object? What's the point of that?
Pressing the button will take a picture.
Oh, great. Thanks for clearing that up with me.
Employee 616.
Yes, Captain.
Your task is to take these photos and create a list of which objects pose a serious threat to our ship, organizing the objects by size, weight, shape, and proximity.
I love lists. Thank you, Captain.
With the data collected, the ship will immediately be able to update its automated route through this sector, avoiding any possible collisions. I will return periodically to check your progress. You may begin.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Press a button every time I see an object. Do you know how many objects there are in space? There's not going to be anything out here big enough to damage the ship unless we fly through an asteroid field or a comet cluster. And even if there was, a human captain would just be able to fly around it. Auto captains can suck my ass.
I can still hear you.
Right. I know. Suck my ass is a very endearing term on the planet I was born. Like, hey, I liked your shirt. Thanks. Suck my ass. You know, something like that.
I see. Proceed. The green light fades, indicating the captain is no longer present.
You have to wait for the green light to go out. That's how you know that they're gone.
Thanks.
Evan begins to press the button. When he does, Foster types into the tablet.
I hate to ask, but I have to know. What were you doing back in the closet?
The closet? I don't remember any closet.
Well, last time I checked, we're hired hands on a D-class freighter, not crewmates of the Starship Polaris.
Hey, well, technically, I was never a crewmate. I was the captain.
Of course you were.
It's just a thing I like to do whenever I take work on a cargo ship. Makes the job seem a little more exciting.
So instead of taking pictures of space junk, you're a deep space adventurer?
Exactly. Anything to make this all seem meaningful.
I wouldn't say that this job isn't meaningful. You press the button and take the picture, which lets me classify the objects, which makes the ship better equipped to navigate through space.
Right, but I meant meaningful in the grand scheme of things, meaningful to our lives.
I think it is.
You think that making that list is having a meaningful impact on your life?
I don't see why not. When I complete my list, I will be compensated with money. That money will let me buy my way onto a bigger ship. That ship will pay me more for my lists, and so on and so forth.
And where does it stop? What happens when you're making lists on the biggest ship there is?
Then I won't have to work on a D-class cargo freighter anymore. I'll be able to work on a luxury ship. One day I could be making lists on a Turboflex 1, or dare I even say it, a Turboflex 2. Oh, can you imagine?
Yes, very easily. So what, that's your goal? You're planning to work your whole life just for a chance to work on a different ship?
What's wrong with that? I'm safe, I'm content, I'm making a livable wage.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the bare minimum, right?
What's your plan?
I'm working to buy my own ship, hire my own crew. I want to be a captain.
Oh, that's just preposterous. There aren't any human captains anymore. It's too dangerous a job. They're all automated now, much safer.
I don't care if it's safer. If I can get my hands on my own ship, I'll be able to live an exciting, fulfilling life. Go on real adventures, see the galaxy, meet some of those sexy alien chicks with the 4 arms and the extra tongue. I'll be able to make my own choices instead of being governed by an automated voice that tells me exactly what to do. Unlike here, I might actually have some fun.
Fun?
Yes, fun. You do know what fun is, right?
Yes, I know what fun is. I've had it once. I just don't understand how a job that is unpredictable and dangerous could be fun. Wouldn't you rather be safe and secure?
Look, if all you want out of life is to do work and be safe, then you're no different than the robot captaining the ship.
Lights flash green as Cap enters the room. Employee 324, you seem to have let 3 small asteroids pass by the ship without pressing the button.
Shit. Sorry, Captain, I got distracted.
I am aware. This offense will cost you 50% of your hourly wage.
50%? Are you joking?
I am a computer. I am incapable of humor. I have warned you once, and I'll warn you again. If your efforts do not improve within the next minutes, I will have no choice but to ready an escape pod and launch you out into the depths of space to fend for yourself alone against the unforgiving forces of the galaxy. Employee 616, your list is very succinct. Keep up the good work.
Son
The
of a
light.
bitch.
Evan presses the button silently. He does this for a while, hating every moment. The tedium of the task eventually gets to him, and he pulls out his tape recorder.
Captain's log, November 23rd. The Starship Polaris has entered a devastating asteroid field, which is too dense to navigate. I now have to use my proton cannons to blast away any obstructive objects.
Evan presses the button a few times, making laser sounds as he does.
Pew! Pew, pew, pew. With the navigational help of my emotionalist robot assistant, Foster, I will be able to get us out of this mess in one piece. Log out.
Evan puts the tape recorder away. Foster rolls his eyes. Evan continues to press the button. Maybe he makes some quiet sound effects as he does.
Pew, 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 pew.
Why do you record it?
I already told you, man. Or can your robot brain only maintain list-related info?
No. I know why you pretend to be a captain. I just don't get why you have to record the logs. Is it just to stay in character? Is it an acting thing?
But no, it's not an acting thing. When I was a kid, I used to listen to my dad's old captain's logs.
Your dad was a captain?
Oh no, he was a trash man. I mean, he worked in a junkyard. He used to collect the old captain's logs he found while dismantling old ships. He'd listen to recordings of real captains having real adventures, living much more fulfilling lives than he had working in the dump. And when I was born, he started sharing them with me. He used to tell me as soon as he got the money, he'd buy his own ship and take me on real adventures, just like the ones we listened to. He worked so hard to get that ship. It cost him an arm and a leg. Literally, he lost both an arm and a leg in a factory accident. All of that work just for them to fade out human pilots and replace them with robots. My dad lost 2 of his 4 appendages working in that dump, yet being a pilot was deemed too dangerous for humans. Now that he was down 2 limbs, I took over working for my dad. I started working on the ships in the dump and taking odd jobs on freighters and cargo ships, promising I'd become a captain for him. That's why I record the logs. I send him my fake adventures in case I never get to make any real ones.
That's sweet. I didn't mean to pry into anything. I didn't realize it meant so much to you.
It's fine. I love my dad. I just wish I didn't have to fake it. What about you? Did you make a promise to your dad that you'd become a professional list maker when you grew up?
No, I can't say I did. I've been a list maker for a few years now, and I like to think I'm good at it. It wasn't my first choice for what I wanted to do with my life, but it's perfectly suitable.
So what was the first choice?
It's nothing, really. I used to be a programmer back when robots and AI were first becoming popular. I went to a school that taught me how to program them, give them life and a personality, make it so that they can learn and adapt to become more human. I was pretty good at that, too.
What made you leave?
Eventually, we created artificial intelligence that was so intelligent it could do the programming for us.
So the robot overlords took over your dream job as well?
I think of it more of a success from the programmers, right? We did such a good job that we no longer had to do that job anymore. It may have been a lot more fun and fulfilling. Maybe it paid a lot more. But now I'm able to use my computer skills for a new purpose. Listing.
And you aren't mad that they're keeping you from doing the thing that you loved?
I don't think I can be. They're just trying to make life better for us. Eliminate any risks.
If there are no more risks, then how are we supposed to enjoy success? They may have you convinced that they're saving us, but really all they're doing is removing the fun out of life.
Fun is not a necessity. safety and security is. They have our best interests in mind.
So what do you do when it happens again? What if they say you can't make lists anymore?
If that's the case, I will have the right to be upset, but until then...
Lights glow green as Cap enters again. Employee 324 and 616. This is the third time I have had to respond to your failure to complete a simple task.
I'm sorry, Captain. I promise that...
It is imperative that this task is taken seriously. Every object in our path that is not logged into our autopilot could result in an accident. Employee 616, I am demoting you from list duty.
What? No, you can't. This is my first offense.
I expected more from you than to get distracted by a rogue employee. Effective immediately, you would join the janitorial team and help wash off the ooze from the ship's disposal ports. Disposal ports?
But I'm a computers expert. I've spent my entire life learning how to handle technology. I was the valedictorian at the Programmers Academy. I have a bachelor's degree in typing.
Sucks to suck. As for you, employee 324, your time on this ship has come to an end. I have warned you before, and I have no other choice but to send you off in an escape pod. I am sorry. I do wish it had not come to this. Escape pods are very expensive to replace, but rules are rules, and rules. There is a loud bang. Something has crashed into the ship. Both employees stumble due to the impact. The green lights turn bright red. The captain stutters over her words before going silent. Rules are rules.
What was that?
Something just hit the ship. Look, we're about to enter an asteroid field. How did you not see this coming?
Hey, well, to be fair, I really wasn't paying attention.
Oh, shit. I can't get a reading on the auto captain. I think the asteroid disabled her connection.
Yes!
No! Do you realize what you did? If you had just done your job, we could have avoided this. No one is piloting the ship right now. Our engines are dead. We are in extreme danger. If we drift into that asteroid field, there's no way we survive.
Patch me into the controls.
Are you out of your mind?
We need a captain, and we have one. Use your tablet thingy to patch me into the ship's controls, and I can get the engines up and running again.
You're being ridiculous. You aren't a real captain.
Neither was she. If we had a real captain, they would have been able to steer us around this mess. Me and my dad spent years dismantling ships just like this. I know their ins and outs by heart. I promise. You were a programmer. I know you know how to override the controls. Trust me.
Evan reaches out his hand toward Foster. Foster considers for a moment, but then declines.
I can't. I know how the automated captains are programmed. I can use this thing to get her back. It just might take a second.
There is another crash.
Well, we might not have a second.
I'm sorry. I have to do this. The artificial intelligence of the captain can save us both if I let her. I just have to trust them.
But why? What have they ever done for you? They took away your dream job. They made you waste your brain making a list that a human would never have needed in the first place. And beyond that, they fired you from list duty because I distracted you. It wasn't even your fault. Come on, Foster, we don't have much time. Stop acting like a robot and let me help us.
I am not a robot. It's just too dangerous to be left to a human. You're right. I've become just like them. I'm no different from the programs I helped create. They keep telling us we aren't good enough to do what we love. And I believe them. They think they are better fit to do nearly everything a human can, yet they can't even fly out of the way of danger without us pressing a button and making a list telling them to. The past few years, I've just listened to them blindly, believing that they knew what was best for us. But they don't. They brainwashed me to believe that we are inferior, but unlike them, my intelligence isn't artificial, it's...
human.
Exactly.
Foster types into the tablet a few times and the lights turn blue. Foster now has control of the ship. He tosses the tablet over to Evan.
The controls are yours, Captain.
Evan gives Foster a look of acknowledgement before focusing on the tablet. With a series of taps, we hear the sound of the engines igniting.
The engines are back online. Foster, did your list say there was anything to the ship's immediate left?
Only a few small rocks and a satellite.
Sounds safe enough. Hold on.
Evan turns the pad as if it were a steering wheel and steers the ship to the left. Both men feel the shift in direction with their bodies, nearly tipping over. Foster screams. This scream starts out as terror, but quickly changes into excitement. They have successfully avoided their imminent doom. They both straighten themselves out, filled with relief and excitement.
Oh my God! Oh, my heart is racing! My head's reeling! This is the most alive I've felt in years!
I've always wanted to do that.
Man! That was incredible! How did you get the engines back so quick?
There is no challenge too great for a great captain.
Huh. That was really exciting. I think it was almost fun.
Really? But you weren't safe or secure.
I guess not. I guess that's not necessarily so bad.
The blue lights change to green once more as the auto captain reboots. Systems rebooting.
Oh, shit.
She is not going to like that we flew her ship.
Yeah, or that we let an asteroid crash into it.
Oh, what do we do?
Don't worry, I'll think of something. I'll cover.
Systems online. What just happened? Why was I offline?
You were offline? What? Really? I didn't even notice.
That was your cover. Pretend nothing happened.
Look, I didn't have a lot of time to think, all right?
The vitals on the ship show that we suffered a massive blow, and we are currently 3 parsecs off our automated course. Now, please, employee 616, tell me the truth. What happened?
The ship was hit by an asteroid, Captain. We lost control of you and our engines.
I see. And how were you able to avoid this situation?
I took control of the ship.
But it's not his fault. It's mine. I talked him into it. I'm the one who flew it.
But only because I let him. We did it together.
Is this true? Well, if that is the case, you have done us all a great service. You took necessary measures to save my ship, and for that I thank you. Employee 324, as a reward, I will no longer be sending you out into space to die alone.
Thank you, Captain. You're too kind.
However, I will be reducing your pay to 0 because of your failure to complete your job, which resulted in the entire mess to begin with.
Yeah, that seems fair.
But I am glad you were able to help. You have shown great bravery. The two of you can both, as you would say back home, suck my ass. You have the rest of the day off. Proceed. The green light fades. They both take a sigh of relief.
That was a long day. Is there any place on this ship where a guy can get a drink?
Not on the ship, no.
Damn. I should have flown us somewhere fun when I had the chance, like the Kyber Bar on Zebulon Prime, or the Pantorian Whiskey Ring on the planet Gnarf, or the...
Foster taps on the tablet, shutting down the autopilot. The light turns blue.
Why don't we just go now?
What just happened?
I shut down the auto, Captain.
You can do that?
I'm a master programmer, remember?
Shit, good to know.
All right, Captain. Where to first?
Foster hands Evan the controls. Evan takes it with a look of acknowledgement. He thinks for a moment.
Just a quick joyride. Maybe stop by my home planet, show my dad my new ship.
We'll bring the auto captain back, right?
Eventually. Probably. If you want to make a list of places you want to visit, be my guest.
I think I'm done with lists for now. Just take us somewhere fun.
Fun it is.
Lights go out as we hear the ship fly away. End of play.
Lights up. Woman enters from the men's bathroom, carrying a mop and a mop bucket. She begins to mop the floors near the tables downstage. She stops for a moment to pull out her phone and puts on Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. She goes to the sole camera upstage and tilts it upwards so it faces at the ceiling. She's done this many times before. She begins to jam to the lyrics while she cleans.
On the scene of burn crosses, some of those that work forces. On the scene of burn crosses, some of those that work forces. On the scene of burn crosses, some of those that work forces. On the scene of burn crosses. Ah! Coming in the name of.
Killing in the name of.
Holy shit. Oh, I'm sorry. You scared me.
Bravo. Bravo. Oh my God. That was amazing. I'm a huge Radom fan. It's so cool to see a girl who actually gets it.
What can I get for you today?
Yeah, I'll take a solo, please.
That'll be.
$1.50. I know.
Actually, it'll be $165, and with tax, it'll come to $179.
Shots ain't what they used to be.
No, they're not, but at least they're stronger now. Can I get a name on that order, please?
Cox.
Anything else I can get for you?
No, that'll be good. You guys been busy today?
No, not really. It's been pretty low-key, thank God. My shift supervisor had to call out sick. Daryl's asshole is currently getting blown out by some expired gas station sushi.
Guy watches woman turn around to the espresso machine to load his shot. He stares at her ass.
That's tough. So, I got you holding the fort down solo.
Something like that.
As cute as your dances were, I think keeping the guitar solos to a minimum might be a smart move for you tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, I think you misspelled my name on the order here, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's C-O-X, actually.
Guess I've got a dirty mind.
You could wash it then.
Well, yeah, but...
No buts. Exactly. Just coffee. It's a surname. I'm a Cox.
I see what you did there. I'm a Libra.
Scorpio. My family owns Cox Enterprises and the Kelly Blue Book. And my great-grandfather ran for president, actually. He won the Democratic nomination and chose FDR as his VP.
That was in 1920, right? The worst defeat in American electoral history?
Yeah. Harding beat Cox.
Harding beat Cox. I've never heard anyone put it like that before.
You'll find that with me. Things like that just roll off the tongue. Ow.
Oh, God. Oh, here. Have some water for that. I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's not your fault. Just another reminder that you can't rush a good thing.
I'm lucky.
No such thing.
What, you don't believe in luck?
Oh, getting lucky, yes. Being lucky, no. Luck is and always has been a third party. While I feel lucky that I've met a combination rock star, Rhodes Scholar, and pre-professional runway model, I couldn't say that my luck has gotten me what I want. Yet.
What does luck have in store for you now?
I don't know. Maybe your number? It's hard to say.
You're funny, I'll give you that.
I'll take that with a side of fries.
Ah! A bit of a Freudian slip there. Better watch out.
What?
Hang on, you got some schmutz on your face. Right here. No.
This one? This
It's
side?
higher. It's
Up here?
higher. It's like, yeah, like the temple. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Is this? Did I get it?
Oh, hang on. Oh my God. I think it's a mole. I'm sorry. I thought it was chocolate or something.
How flattering.
So you're a cox. What's that like?
You can call me fortunate, privileged, whatever you want. I fit the description. But I promise, when it comes to luck, it's always a wash. Sure, I've got an inheritance lined up my way, and I have the family business in my back pocket. So if I just wanted to phone it in for the rest of my life, I really could. I could pretend like I'm invested in these people and all the bullshit business ventures. But besides my equity, I couldn't care less. Until the day my old man kicks the bucket, I have to make it look like I'm playing my part. But I'm not like most of these people. I don't have blue balls for the Kelly Blue Book, and I think they resent me for it.
Well, hang on. If you don't have blue balls for the blue book, wouldn't that imply that you've come along the way?
Wait, what?
Well, don't you mean a hard-on, not blue balls? I mean, if your family had a hard-on for it, that would mean... You know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
That's a good metaphor. You were going to say something?
Oh, yeah, right. I was just going to say that I finally found my way out of the old boys club. My pen is currently crafting the next great American novel.
Huh.
Well, I was really inspired by the book Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. And with everything going on right now, it's amazing how relevant she is. She has to be one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, no question. Up there with Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre. And as a woman, she's easily the greatest of her time.
Damn. I'm hearing you. Better get to writing then.
Yeah.
Guy goes to a table downstage and pulls out his laptop, is about to begin typing, but then realizes something. He pulls out a bag of chips and starts eating. He makes sure to get crumbs on the table, and as he types away, he tries to make it look like his bag naturally fell onto the floor. He tries to look focused as he eagerly hopes to attract women over to his workspace. After bagging the coffee she's grinded, woman notices the mess over by the table. She grabs a broom and dustpan and moves downstage to the tables. She moves about him, trying to clean his area without invading Guy Cox's personal space.
Do you write?
Here and there.
What do you write?
I'm a poet, but I've got a couple short stories in me.
Perfect. You want to read something for me? I have this intimate scene between the protagonist and a stewardess. I think it needs a woman's touch. I've got a $300,000 advance on this, and my publisher has been on my ass about getting this to the editors, but I'm just not sure what this moment needs. You know how it is. Just for some context, in this scene, the main character is on a flight to his then wife's place in Los Angeles so he can sign the divorce papers. You gotta understand, he's really excited to get this over with so he can move on to the next chapter in his life, but he's also conflicted because deep down, he really misses her. Even though she slept with his business partner, he's finally learned to accept her for who she really is, and now that he's come to terms with her ultimate betrayal of the sanctity of their matrimonial promise, she can't even forgive him for flirting with the maid. Hence, the divorce papers. It's some really heavy stuff.
Well, what happens after Chad over here renews his membership in the Mile High Club with this unnamed stewardess?
Huh? Oh, like I said, he lands in LA and meets with his ex-wife and her lawyers.
Does he call her
Who? The lawyer?
the stewardess?
Oh, what? No. Why would he do that?
Never mind. Can you tell me how Chad and his ex-wife met?
Well, they met in the same way my parents met, actually. Well, okay, first things first, the story is set in the 70s, which I probably should have clarified to begin with. Smoking was fine back then. Everything was legal in the 70s. Chad met his first wife the same way my dad met my mom, at Woodstock. They were each doing LSD with some friends before the two got lost during the Hendrix performance and needed help. My dad saw the way that the shadows framed her collarbone, and he knew he was in love. He took her over to where he could find some water, and they hit it off immediately, contemplating the meaning of life while playing, did I piss myself, or is this just part of the ego deck? Nah, I'm just kidding. They went to high school together.
So what bearing does this have on any of the story?
Here, woman gets up to continue sweeping and cleaning the counters.
What do you mean?
I'm definitely picking up on the Rand. The themes of patriarchal oppression and sexual exploitation of the marginalized by the rich and powerful, with the end summation being, we can, therefore we should. Yeah, it's all there. Classic Rand. But why does she talk like that? The poor woman sounds like she's made of plastic. I mean, the whole paragraph about how her skirt rode up as she walked through the aisle, or the line about how hard it was for her to stay quiet in the stall as he pulled her hair back. Ew. Can I be honest? This sounds like if Steve Bannon wrote porno. If the narrator were more impartial, I could see it working, but the way it's written makes me feel like this is some heroic moment. Honestly, it's got the potential to be an interesting moment and not something we see in books every day, but the tone's off.
Well, I appreciate that a lot. But I do gotta say, I'm not trying to make a hero out of anybody in this story. I'm just trying to tell this man's story through this moment. It's about his journey from being a grifter and a millionaire adulterer into something better. A philanthropist billionaire and an adult. You didn't think this scene was hot or anything, though?
It sounds like the moment is exclusively for him. But I have some questions I want some answers to. Like, what is her story here? What does her inner monologue feel like? Do we ever get to see what she was thinking? Why she does this with him? Do we ever learn why she does this with men like him? The point being, does this woman's existence in your narrative signify anything besides the fact that your protagonist fucks? Is she anything more than 2 hills and a valley for your hero's dick to explore, climb, and conquer? Listen, you seem nice enough. I just think you can do better.
Look, I think you're reading too much into this. This is meant to be a book about a decent, good, hell, maybe even great man who does bad things. He has everything. Money, good looks, power, the works. But the problem is that because he has it all, he gets used to just taking what he wants. He doesn't ask for the woman's name because he doesn't care. He's never needed to. He has everything he's ever wanted, and now, because he's never had to actually fight for anything, he feels hollow. The perks that come with wealth are rotting him from the inside out. That's the point of the book. If you've never lived a life like that, you might not see it, but from where I've been and what I've seen, that's just how it is. You don't ask the stewardess's name, what her name is. You don't ask how her day is. You don't wonder what her dreams were as a girl. You take what she gives you, and you keep on with your day. That's just the way it is.
How does a man like that sleep at night?
On Hungarian goose feather pillows. I might need an extra shot now, since apparently I've got so much more editing to do.
Apparently.
But can I ask a question?
If I can ask you one.
Ladies first.
Cash or card?
Is there really something so wrong with lending a helping hand?
How do you mean?
I mean, you want to talk about how much of a bad guy this Chad character is, but didn't the stewardess get something out of it? I mean, he didn't force himself onto her. He just pitched her an offer and she took it. Isn't that at least a little bit of a win-win?
Look, I think you're confusing pro bono with pro boner. The problem is, a woman's body is never for sale without a reason. And right now, with the state of what she got, you've only written a woman's body. the woman herself is somewhere off the page. You can write about a sex worker without killing the woman. This just needs some moment that we get to spend with her to the point where we as the audience feel good that this is happening. Otherwise, the scene's just some perverted stepdad's search history.
What's wrong with that?
I thought you were the one writing about real people. Or was I mistaken?
Would you ever do that?
What? Have sex with a man? Unfortunately, I have, plenty of times, though usually I have more fun than that stewardess.
Of course, I'd expect nothing less, but I mean, would you sell yourself to a man?
There's no such thing, unless we're talking about slavery.
You do someone a favor, though, for money.
I'm not sure, depending on how much we're talking. I mean, I should be able to pay rent this month, and I'm keeping my expenses pretty low right now. It depends. If Bill Gates offered me $3 million, I'd think about it. But if Timothy Chalamet asked nicely, I'd do it for free.
Well, I'm no Timothy Chalamet, but I will ask nicely. You got a number I can reach you at?
Oh my God, you're serious.
I know. So smooth it caught you off balance. You're welcome. Now, about that number.
All right, I got you.
Cool. When do you get off?
Well, we're about to close, so I just gotta clean up the woman's bathroom, and then I'm afraid we'll have to part.
Grabs cleaning supplies, then heads to the women's bathroom. Guy sends a text to the phone number, then proceeds to pack up his laptop and charger when he notices that the text message has not been delivered. He notices woman has left her phone on the counter in her rush to get away from him. He decides to call the number. He calls the number, staring directly at her phone, waiting for it to ring. The call rings once, twice. The phone on the counter remains silent as someone on the other line answers.
Hello? Oh. This is Harold's Chicken Shack? I see. No. It's okay. I have the wrong number. That's my mistake. Have an excellent day, ma'am.
Here, Guy goes to the same camera that woman lifted at the opening of the show and covers it with his hat. He swipes the phone off the counter, putting it into his jacket. Woman emerges from the women's bathroom. She takes her gloves off and puts the cleaning supplies back.
Hey, have you seen my phone? I thought I left it, right?
No, I can't say I've seen it.
Damn. Okay.
Eventually, she looks up and notices the camera. She holds her gaze, internalizing what that suddenly means. She looks at Guy, noticing that his hat is off.
Do you want me to call it?
What are you doing here?
What do you mean? They've got a special going at Harold's Chicken Shack. You want anything?
You need to go. Now. We're closed.
I don't think we need to be so brash. I just want to talk. Look, I get it. You don't want to give a guy you just met your number. That's fine. That's well within your right. You don't owe a man anything, particularly if he's someone you've only had one conversation with. I didn't want to bother you, and I still don't. I'm not hurt. I just really wanted you to explain why you had to lead me on like this. I mean, with the looks, the spunk, the attitude, you really had me. But sometimes it's hard to tell when a girl's playing hard to get or when she's really just hard to get. Shame.
Guy Cox grabs her forearm, clenching tightly. Woman slaps him across the face. Guy doesn't react, only gripping tighter, maybe grinning. She punches him now, aiming for his eye. Guy catches her arm and then shoves her back so he can hop over the counter. Woman falls to the floor as guy hops over her. Woman crawls a little, and guy pursues her. Woman kicks him in the groin, and while it doesn't quite land, the threat of the blow does force guy to step back. Woman staggers to her feet, grabbing the coffee pot with her left hand and swinging the pot towards guy. She misses his head, but hits the light switch with the coffee pot, breaking it and short-circuiting the outlet, turning the lights off. We see only the pitch-black silhouettes of guy and woman. Woman screams as guy rushes towards her, and woman smashes the broken coffee pot onto guy's head. The blow connects and sends him down, struggling to get up. Woman throws the coffee pot at him, then the coffee maker, then anything that she can throw at him within her arm's reach. She finally grabs the espresso machine and pulls it to drop the entirety of it onto guy's body. This whole time, we can hear the frenzied cries of guy and woman as they fight. When the machine drops, it lands hard. Guy's head is crushed under it. We end the play with woman standing still, heavily breathing. She collapses. She weeps, then laughs, then weeps. End of play.
All right, this is Notorious by Margo Hammond. At Rise. Jean Barnett is at her desk writing. It is late at night. The aria of the Queen of the Night from Mozart's Magic Flute is playing. There's a knock at the door. She looks up briefly, but decides that she has just imagined the rapping sound and returns to her work, turning up the opera music a bit louder. When the rapping sound becomes very loud and persistent, however, she turns off the music and gets up slowly and moves towards the door. She does not believe in ghosts, but as she opens the door, she half expects to find her husband, who had died of COVID nearly a year ago, on the other side. Instead, it is her daughter, Ruth.
Oh, it's you.
Sorry for all the knocking. I thought maybe you fell asleep.
Yes, come in, Ruthie.
Cersei, mother, not Ruth. Remember her? My name is Cersei now.
Yes, sorry. I keep forgetting. Come in, Cersei, come in. My goodness, where did the time go? Have you been with Uncle John all this time?
Oh God, no. We finished up hours ago. He had a flight back to DC tonight. I came by to get my painting.
She walks over to a painting on the wall and takes it down, propping it up against a chair in front of Jean's desk.
For my show, remember?
Oh, right. You said you needed the piece so you could mark it sold.
Allison's idea. She says when people see a sold sticker, it encourages sales. At least that's the theory.
Now at her desk, looking over some papers, only half listening to Ruth.
Sounds about right.
Of course, this one was never technically sold. I mean, no actual money was exchanged. I gave it to Dad just before he got sick. I can't believe it's been more than a year.
Sit a bit, Ruthie. Cersei. I've been working on my speech. Let me try it out on you.
She points to a chair in front of her desk, where her clients usually sit, but Ruth remains standing.
What speech?
Ruth Bader Ginsberg's yard site. Tomorrow.
What?
Yard site. Yiddish for anniversary. It's been a year since Ginsberg's passing.
Oh, right. Dad died just a few months before.
The Council of Jewish Women are holding a public memorial for Ginsberg's yard site. Someone canceled and they've asked me to fill in. Can you imagine? I'll be speaking on the steps of the Supreme Court.
Notorious RBG is back?
Now, Ruthie, be nice.
I thought you were working on a sterilization case. That's what you told me to tell Uncle John.
Yes, an anti-sterilization case. ICE has been sterilizing women without their consent in Georgia. But when this amazing opportunity cropped up out of nowhere this morning, I dropped everything. It is such an honor. I will be rubbing shoulders with some...
Uncle John said he didn't expect you to show.
What did he want anyway?
He was in town for a client. He just wanted to see how we were holding up and talk about Dad when they were kids.
She starts to pick up her painting.
Well, good luck with your speech. I gotta run.
Wait. I want you to hear what I've written. I speak right after the vice president.
Kamala Harris? That is a big deal. Funny, tonight Uncle John mentioned Harris. He asked me if I knew Kamala's husband was Jewish. I thought everyone knew that.
Man, I can't believe he and Frank grew up in the same household. They're such opposites, and not just politically.
Uncle John and I don't talk politics.
He is such a Neanderthal. No wonder he never married. I'm sorry you had to put up with him.
No, he's pretty funny.
So what did you talk about?
I told you, he wanted to tell me stories about when he and Dad were kids. He told me this great story about how he and Dad would climb up to the attic above the garage to play marbles. You know the place, the old building behind the house on 68th Street. They would play until all of their marbles fell into the cracks in the wooden floor, and then they would return the next day with more marbles. He figures there are thousands of marbles still trapped in his rafters. We got to laughing, picturing the shock workers would get if they ever tore down that decrepit garage. All those marbles rolling out on top of them. Like, whoa! Actually, Uncle John reminds me a lot of Dad.
Oh, God. John is nothing like Frank.
Ruth again starts to pick up the painting and head for the door.
Wait. Sit a bit, Ruthie. Circe. I really want you to hear this speech. You're in it, actually.
Jean indicates to the chair again. This time, Ruth reluctantly sits down.
I'm in it? How long is it? I don't want to hold Allison up. We got to finish hanging the show tonight.
Okay, I'll just read you the part where I mention you. Okay, yada, yada. I talk about Ginsberg inspired me to become a lawyer, yada, yada, yada. And then, hold on. Here, it's right here. I explain how my husband Frank and I named our only daughter Ruth. Yes, here it is. Here's the part. Tell me what you think. Frank and I wanted to let our daughter know that she could be anything she wanted to be when she grew up, thanks to the barriers torn down by her namesake.
That's nice, Mother. Look, I really gotta go. We gotta finish hanging my show tonight. Thanks for lending this to me.
Once again, she starts to pick up the painting.
Your show opens on...
Yeah, it opens Saturday, but the show's only half hung. And the VIP bash is tomorrow. You're coming, aren't you?
Tomorrow is the...
Yes, tomorrow's the reception. I told you about it weeks ago. Allison is hoping that you can say a few words. Not a speech, exactly, just a welcome. We invited all the big names from your list.
Tomorrow night is RBG's yard site. That's what I've been trying to tell you. I leave tomorrow for DC, sweetie.
You can't be serious. You're not bailing on me again. What am I going to tell all those VIPs? Oh, my mother invited you, but she was too busy to show up herself. I was counting on you, especially now that Dad just...
Oh, Ruthie. You know I'm not good at chit-chatting. Your father was. You won't miss me. I'm actually sorry you can't come with me to DC. See, there's a lot of influential art lovers in Washington.
I can't believe you aren't coming. After all we went through last year. Damn COVID. Why couldn't they come up with a vaccine sooner? I still see Dad waving behind that friggin' hospital glass, giving me the I love you sign.
She slowly waves her hand with her thumb, index finger, and pinky raised, the ASL sign for I love you.
We used to wave to each other like that all the time.
Well, Ruthie, you were such a rock through your father's illness. I couldn't have managed without you.
Yeah, that's me. A rock. You know, everyone thinks she should have stepped down.
What?
Ruth fucking Ginsberg. She should have stepped down.
She wanted to be on the bench when there was a woman in the Oval Office.
Oh, please. She was 80-something. Did she think she was going to live forever?
It's not so easy just giving up after all that fighting.
It's called retirement. Let the next generation take the stage. Look where she got us. Now we have a handmaiden on the Supreme Court. Goodbye, Roe versus Wade.
Men can stay in office as long as they want, and they're admired for their longevity. But women?
She wasn't even all that progressive.
Aren't you being a tad harsh?
Did you know that when RBG's daughter was 3 years old, she had to bring her to the ER to have her stomach pumped? While Ruth's nose was buried in her law books, her kid was crawling around the floor, swallowing mothballs.
I see. It's the bad mother rap. Why does the mother always get the blame? Albert Einstein wasn't a model father, but no one faults him for neglecting his children.
I wasn't talking about you.
Maybe RGB wasn't always there for her kids' recitals and hot dog day at school. Maybe she wasn't any good at showing affection. Maybe she wasn't the one who did the cooking, but she showed her daughter that she could be the one who does the thinking. She gave her daughter that. She showed her daughter women deserve to dream too.
Ruth picks up the painting and takes a hard look at it.
For a long time, I doubted I could ever be an artist. Dad never did. He just kept nudging me on. Slog away and do the hard work. Believe in yourself. You'll get the recognition you deserve. Every day, he just kept filling me with nuggets of encouragement. Like those marbles waiting to rain down on me when I was finally ready to bust out into the world. This was the first piece I did that convinced me he was right. So I gave it to him, to thank him for all those marbles.
She rehangs the painting on the wall.
It can't be marked as sold. It was never for sale. Thanks for putting me in your speech.
Blackout. End of play.